What's up? Welcome to this video. I swear I have furniture in this room and decorations. I'm just changing a bit because I'm moving. I'm gonna move back to New York for the incoming year. This is a video about my first year at Parsons in New York City. So I'm gonna cover a lot of stuff in this video, so I don't know if it's gonna be that long or, you know, it's like you're here for the ride, right? So I am currently going to be a sophomore at Parsons. I go to Parsons for communication design as my major, and I'm minoring in fine art and film production. Let's talk about it. Obviously, freshman year, you have to go through orientation, which is a huge part of everyone's first year. So our orientation was really, it was a bit chaotic. So orientation is, they just give you the basics. The sessions are kind of boring, but that's okay. It's for information to keep you safe. But there's other fun activities there's stuff where you got to explore New York City, so you could choose the location you wanted to go to with an orientation leader and you could explore. So for example, for me, I went to the Botanical Garden in Brooklyn. So it was a couple of us with my orientation leader, and we just took the subway out there, and yeah, it was really fun. Maybe I'll insert some pictures. I got your favorite dress on, long hair pinned up. Orientation is a week long, plus if you want to do all the fun stuff like picnics and yoga and everything, that's like during the weekend. Definitely some advice that I would give is try to do as much as you can during orientation. I met a lot of people during that time, and some of us we stayed friends, others we didn't, but you know, I got a lot of Instagram followers from it, so whatever. Yeah, that was fun. Next topic is the dorms. So I'm getting triggered. A lot of colleges have dorms, universities. So I knew I wanted to live in the dorm my first year. That was a huge part of going to university, so I knew that's what I wanted to do. The school has different dorms. There's Stuyvesant, which is the primary freshman hall, and then Cary, which is the nice one, and then 13th Street. We'll talk about her. And then 20th Street and Lopal. I'm pretty sure those are all of them. Okay, so RIP to 13th Street. She is not with us anymore. She got black mold during, oh my god, I think it was September, so like really early into my freshman year, and a lot of freshmen lived there, so that was a huge thing during that year. I ended up living in Stuyvesant, which is again the primary freshman hall. I lived in the Econ Double, which is the smallest and cheapest room you can get at the school. It's during my freshman year, I don't know if it's changed this year. During my freshman year, it's $15,000 for the year, and that's the cheapest one you can get. So I wish I took some videos about my dorm and stuff so y'all could see what it looked like, but basically it was a hallway. I think it provided me and my roommate with a lot of privacy because our beds weren't like this. They were more like, so this was me and this was them, so we were a little bit more separated, which was, you know, nice because that meant you didn't have to like look at each other sleeping and stuff. And yeah, I actually really enjoyed my time in that room. And in Stuyvesant, they're all suites, so you have a kitchen and a bathroom. Most of them have dining tables. We had something you cannot even call a dining table. That's something you gotta know about the Econ Double, because a lot of them are in the corner, so a lot of them don't have dining space. So yeah, that was just something that I didn't know about coming into it, but I wouldn't change any of that. I had a lot of fun eating my dinner on my bed or on my desk, and that's that. Obviously, it's a lot cheaper to live off campus. It is so much cheaper to live off campus, even with New York City rent. Getting placed with roommates, you can look at places from as low as like $800 a month. Brooklyn, in Harlem, which is in Manhattan. So yeah, it's just about finding your budget, but comparing it to my cheap room, which was only for 9 months, the rent came out to be around $1,600 a month. So just doing the math, it is a lot cheaper to live off campus. Dorms are so much fun though. I met a lot of people. It was so much fun just spending late nights in my PJs with my friends at their bigger dorm and like having parties and doing things. And I had so much fun. And it was close to the school. That's another thing. A 15 to 20-minute walk from the school. Very close, complete. Instead of commuting, obviously, I had a lot of fun walking. I feel like I got a little bit more skinnier, you know. Another thing about dorms is I would try to go to as many events as you can in the dorms. Obviously, you're not going to go to every single one of them. Some aren't going to grab your attention, but the ones that you do can be so much fun, and you can make so many friends at the dorms. And yeah, it just built a sense of community, which is really nice. A big thing for me was moving from Texas to New York City, so that transition can be super hard. I only came back during Christmas and then summer, so that's the only time I got to see my family. So I think it's really important to make friends and find a community within your school. Low-key, this is the tea, because Parsons can be, well, the new school in general can be super cliquey. So I would just say try to find your people and have fun. Like, you're in the city, you're young, like, you know. This is just my personal experience with the city. It's a bit overwhelming, but obviously I loved it, and if you love it, then you're gonna be fine. And I would just do as much as you can, for sure. You have so many resources around you, so definitely for me, like during drawing classes and stuff, some of the assignments would be to go to the Met, which is like one of the most famous museums in the country and in the world. So the fact that you would just go for free, just whenever you wanted to draw, I thought that was pretty awesome. And you get to go to so many museums, the New Museum, MoMA, the Whitney. There's just so many things out there. The Brooklyn Museum. It's just, you have to like take it all in. I would definitely try to get familiar with the streets and avenues and knowing your directions. It can be really overwhelming, especially if you're taking the subway. But yeah, I would definitely just try to learn the ropes. It took me a couple months, but once I got it. And y'all need directions, because I can give them to you. As the buildings are a little bit separated, it's not a traditional campus, obviously. It's in the heart of the city, it's in downtown, it's confusing, basically. So the good thing is we have the UC, and then the main Parsons buildings are right across from each other. The classes themselves, everyone takes the same class their freshman year, so it's called the foundation year. Obviously, a lot of art schools have that, but I know SBA, which is another school in New York City, doesn't have a foundation year or FIT. But FIT is, not really like, y'all don't attack me if y'all are from FIT, but I don't think it's like a traditional art school, because I know it's more focused on fashion, FIT. But I know Pratt has one, RISD has one, so that's why. I'm claiming this. You get to explore so many mediums and subjects, and yeah, so I think it made me come up with more ideas and how to integrate that into my other art. And yeah, you just really think about how things take up space and composition differently. So I would just keep an open mind. If you could, if you want, you obviously don't have to. Some people don't like foundation years, and that's totally fine. But yeah, that's what I try to do throughout the year, was just keep an open mind. And I actually had a lot of fun, because as soon as you go into your major, you're not really going to have classes that deal with other things. I know for one of my finals, I actually ended up doing a garment, and I had not sewn in like 5 years, so I look like a doofus compared to all the huge fashion design students there in the sewing rooms. The classes are really small, so I have friends that go to state universities and have like 300 people in their science classes, and my biggest class was 17 people. It's I think it's a lot better. The teacher pays a lot of attention to you. During critiques, you're obviously gonna have one-on-one with them, and with your other classmates. It's a lot of fun. And just don't be nervous of critiques. Like, we're all there to help each other. Skin tea. The teachers can be nice, but it is a lot of work. Parsons is a lot of work. I spent a lot of nights just staying up the whole night and then going to my 9 a.m. and it is pretty intense. Another thing is attendance. You're only allowed to miss 2 classes before it starts to affect your grade. Some teachers didn't mind as much. Others would deduct your attendance grade even if you brought an excuse from like a doctor or something. So it just depends on who you get. But if it's definitely something that affects you like a lot, whether it be physical, mental health, things like that, definitely disclose it to your teacher so they know what's going on. I know I had to disclose some of my personal health issues to my teachers so that they understood what was going on with me if I couldn't show up to class, you know? Because they're there for you. Some of them. Okay, the cost. So Parsons is super expensive. It's so expensive. Like, hats off to the people that are paying like the whole thing. But I was lucky enough to get a scholarship and financial aid and everything. So basically all I was paying for was my housing. So it was this $15,000. But one of the cheapest places to go for groceries is Trader Joe's. It's freaking cheap. If you're into Whole Foods and spending $10 on a piece of fruit, good for you. Have so much fun with that fruit. But if you're a cheap hoe like me, Trader Joe's is the place to go. It's super cheap, and it was right next to Stuyvesant Hall. Clothes. There's a lot of thrift stores in New York City. They can be pretty expensive if you're used to like dirt cheap stuff. So I know like here in Goodwill, you can get a lot. In Texas, you can get a lot of stuff at Goodwill for like 50 cents or $1. In New York City's Goodwill, it's a minimum of $7 for a shirt. So the prices are different, but if you just look around and try to find deals, then I'm sure you'll be fine. A lot of students also sell their clothes on Depop, or they'll let you know around the school. They'll post flyers and stuff. So that was another way that I found some stuff. Oh my god. Stuyvesant has a rat problem. Just know that. I'm sure y'all will find out. Never forget. Never forget. Not rats, but mice. But New York City has a rat problem. So if you see a small little dog, it's not a dog, it's a rat. So run for your life. More on like budgets. The school, if you live, so freshman year, they'll, if you live on campus, you have to have a meal plan, and I think it's 1,300 a semester, so a thousand something. Okay, I think it's like $300 on this one card where you can get you can eat at other vendors, so coffee shops, burger places, and grocery places. I know Whole Foods is on the list, so you can use that card to go to Whole Foods or to Food Emporium, and that's where I would go to get hot Cheetos at 2 a.m. because um, I care about my health. And the rest goes towards the cafeteria. At the school's cafeteria, I would try to get there as early as possible because it is small and it does fill up to where sometimes you can't find a seat. It's like, go ahead, like, eat, girl, eat. Like, you're paying for this money, so do what you want to do. School's food takes forever to be cooked because it's made to order, so it's not like a buffet really. They just make it there for you. It's gonna take a minute. Also, the school's food is pretty expensive. It could range, I mean, the smoothies themselves are like $8, so that just gives you a range of like how expensive it is. So it's just being mindful of like where you can get resources and stuff. If you're on the school's health insurance, definitely use student health services as much as you can. Like, you're paying for that insurance, so go to visits if you need them. STD tests are not free at the school. There might be some advertising that it's free, but I think there's like a fee of $75. So if you're on a budget and don't want to spend that much on a test, definitely do Planned Parenthood, maybe outside of Manhattan, because Planned Parenthood does have a long wait list in the city. If you're balling on a budget, just look at what you have around you and like the resources and stuff. Some students give out furniture like during the end of a semester, so like I know around Christmas people were like just throwing things out because some were moving to an apartment, some were leaving, so it's definitely just keeping your eyes out and looking for the deals. This is more like the tea, but don't be intimidated. Like, I know there's people out here coming out with like Balenciaga and Gucci to a 9 a.m. class, but like, honestly, you're there to have fun, you're there to work, and it's a lot of fun. Just don't be intimidated. Have fun with your art, like what you create. It's a lot of fun. But I'm so excited to go back, and yeah, I don't know what this channel will be. I don't know if I'll ever upload again. I might vlog some things in New York City when I go back, or not. I can definitely upload like my portfolio and like my stats and stuff and like how I got into Parsons. Thank y'all so much for watching this video, and if you're an incoming freshman at Parsons, have so much fun, and I hope to see y'all there. Bye!